Oh, God. Did I really only play 3 things this week?
That's all I played.
I find that hard to believe.
Yeah, not for me. It's been pretty much my norm.
Oh, you want to keep it manageable.
It's been pretty fucking crazy though. Like I haven't been getting home. Like I get home probably 7, 8 bells every night.
Jeez.
And I'm just fucking whooped. I'm watching a lot of movies.
Yeah.
Mad Max is awesome, by the way.
I haven't. That's up on our pile. I haven't seen it yet.
There is the scene where they go into the fucking sandstorm is jaw-droppingly beautiful for a scene that's entirely brown.
Wow.
Oh, I would liken it to the Maelstrom in Gears of War 3.
Oh, nice.
It's like Hannah's still having fun at PAX.
Yeah, he'll be out
this
week. I mean, I expect he'll be back next week. I mean, I hope.
Yeah. Well, we can just jump into a Polaroid and save him.
That's true. All right. Are you ready to get started here?
As ready as I'm going to be. Right. That phone call took a lot of energy out of me.
Yeah, that's okay. Let's have a real easy show.
That's 90% of my phone calls with work is that exact thing.
Just babysitting.
It's like they want thanked for. I thank them when they do a good job or when they finish a job.
Yeah.
I don't need to thank you for making a decision. I'm glad you got up this morning. Good job.
Yeah.
You made it into work. Hey, good job, buddy.
Yeah.
I'm real proud of you. Driving the truck. You're so good.
That truck's big.
Jesus. I'm gonna lose my shit. I'm gonna lose my shit on Monday. I'll probably get fired.
Well, Alright, well, before we get back into it, let's talk about some fun stuff. Video games. Alright, let's get started in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to another episode of That Video Game Podcast. I am your host, Boston. Going around the room, we have Knobs.
What's up?
We do not have the Hannah this week. He's out having too much fun at PAX Prime 2015 and cannot associate with plebes like us.
I could use a little fun in my life.
Yeah.
Just a little. Just a little, maybe a sprinkle.
PAX East comes soonish. You can go there.
I don't
go to Cedar Point.
Where's that? Boston?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I could probably just take this job and shove it and head out there.
Just take a little road trip.
Hop in my company vehicle.
Yeah.
Just leave it on the side. Run out of gas. Leave it on the side of the road.
Just dump it.
Peace.
So let's just get right into. Have a new episode out a couple days ago. The Hannah, the other Jay-Z, Binary Viking, and one of their friends who I think is on the forums, but I don't remember. They all kind of hung out in their Seattle-based hotel room and talked about what they were looking forward to during PAX.
Nice.
So that's up. The PAX Prime 2015 Hypecast is up right now. In a couple days, they will send me over an MP3 for wrapping up the show, so keep an eye out for that sometime this week. Probably the same cast of characters, I bet. You know those guys. Inseparable. Yeah.
Are they?
Oh man, I don't know. It's over 100 degrees here today, so I am pretty loopy.
We're playing a little fast and proverbially loose.
Yeah. Fast and sweaty, more like.
It is. I'm sweating balls too, man.
Yeah.
Can I say that?
Sure, why not?
It's already out there.
Whatever, I'm not the FCC. Alright, let's get right down to it. Knobs, what have you been playing?
Alright, well, Monday Night Game Night, always a good time. Come out, join us, 10 p.m. EST, have some fun, blah, 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 blah. I played a ton of Shadow Complex this week.
Yeah.
Finished it. I love that game. That game is so good.
Yeah. I should go back and start it again.
Even though it carried my save over.
Oh, nice.
I don't even know how it did that. So I'm wondering, why do I see the whole map? And then, I am thoroughly confused on which way to go. It's like, Because before, like, you would get to a point, you'd get brick walled, and then you'd have to go find a thing to go get
It'd be
through
one
that
more
area.
path. Yeah.
And they were like, oh, okay, then I need to go this way. All right, now with all of it revealed, you're like, oh, well,
Could literally go anywhere.
I've really gotta.
Yeah, that's kind of the good and the bad about cloud saves carrying over between consoles.
Yeah, which is really confusing. Because I probably should have just started a fresh game.
Yeah.
That game's still really good.
Really? That's good to hear.
It plays exactly how you want it to play.
Yeah.
Even with its little quirks, like its quirks are expected.
Yeah.
Like aiming like down into the vector field, like it just seems weird but natural.
Right. And
like,
it has a giant spider tank.
Oh, the spider tank's so cool. I love it when you shoot that dude when he like after you wreck it, he just the hatch pops up and he's like boom, and you're like pop up.
Yeah.
He's like, oh.
That's a nice little touch.
I love the double tap on that dude. That I forgot how crazy good the flood levels are. Where you're flooding the spider tank all the way up to the surface, and it comes crashing down in there.
That's right. That's so cool.
And then you go into the barracks, and it's just bodies floating around everywhere. Like that is awesome.
Man,
I forgot how cool that
game again.
And how awesome the scuba gear looks, like that flat face thing.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, cool. Now we don't have to moat anymore. Like, this was genius design. But yeah, so I powered my way through that. I'm probably gonna play through it again, just like a fresh playthrough, because I just kind of was tooling around. I grabbed the unlimited ammo weapons because hey, they were there.
Yeah, why not?
And during the course of playing this, I unlocked unlimited grenades.
Hey,
awesome!
More fun.
I didn't even know I could do that. I was like, hey,
I didn't remember that.
Yeah, unlimited grenades. I am like level like 40 or 50 in that. I don't remember what it was. The leaderboards still pop up, which I forgot all about.
Oh, right, because it does leaderboards in the game, right?
Yeah, I'm like popping headshots. You're like, you have X number before you get above this person. I'm like, cool, now I'm just going to start putting these things all over the world.
Yeah.
Those little spider bots, those are ripe to kick.
Man, that game is so good.
I forgot how awesome the melee kills were. Like,
oh, yeah.
Like, it's so satisfying. You get up and you're like, boom, 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 boom. Or you just do that one, like, swift gut punch on the guy, and you're like, oh, yeah. Awesome.
Oh, yeah, he's down.
It's like, oh, yeah, I felt the spine with my knuckles on that one. Little swift punch. Very good. But then the last thing I played this week, I'm sorry, all blah, blah, blah.
It's all right, it's been a crazy day.
It has been a crazy day. To add to my crazy delirium, I started Life is Strange.
Yes. How far are you through?
I just finished chapter 3.
Oh, okay. So you're caught up with the Hannah here, so.
I just finished chapter 3, and why do teenagers suck?
Yeah, that's
like they're like the worst.
Yeah, so for anybody listening, we won't spoil Life is Strange, obviously. You can go listen to the spoiler cast. Hannah and I talked about episode 1 in one episode, and then 2 and 3 in another episode. And I'm expecting, hopefully if the Hannah and Knobs can finish it all at the same time, all three of us can come together and talk about
episode 4 will be done tonight. I'm telling you right now.
Good. I'm gonna wait for a text from you.
Because without spoiling anything, at the end of chapter 3, I'm like, oh no. I kind of saw that coming.
The game.
I knew something was gonna be wrong, and I was like, it's gonna be something where it's, dude, and it totally was.
The game is like inhaling for like 15 minutes. We're just like, oh god, what's gonna happen? Like you're cringing, like holding the pillow up, and it's like, no, please, no, don't. Oh, it's even worse.
But it's like to make teenage life more complicated. The time traveling aspect, just like,
yeah, just wait until episode 4.
Oh man.
Yep.
Like I'm playing. Like, what did you think was gonna happen there?
I love have you never? I love that. I love Max and Chloe both as protagonists, but I love how Max has never seen or read anything involving time travel. Like,
she's got that whole stack of movies like on her in her dorm room, just ready there to watch.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is exactly like this movie. This is exactly this. And like, there's like a list of movies there. I'm like, it's a primer. What are you doing?
These are all cautionary tales. So are you? It sounds like you're enjoying Life is Strange, though.
I am. Even though there's a lot of stuff going on in this game, and I get to know it. Well, so I'm playing it like as if I was Max, where I don't care about reading anybody's stuff or finding anything about them. I'm just going to react to the situation.
Oh, okay.
How I would. So a lot of the big decisions, I'm not really rewinding and seeing what else would happen. I'm just kind of rolling with it.
You're just kind of taking that one choice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Like, I made the choice. I'm sticking with it.
Yeah.
Except I had to save the
Oh, right, at the end of episode 2.
Yeah. I felt obligated to that because that poor girl.
You should listen to our spoiler cast for episode 2 and 3. My game and Hannah's game diverged very quickly on that point.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I can see which two ways that could have went.
Yeah, the game seems to change quite a bit based on
like that. I could have seen like, oh, too bad.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting, you know, again, without spoiling anything. I think one of the most interesting things that Life is Strange does is it at occasions it starts pulling Max's time travel powers away. She doesn't really start to be super reliant on it because she's being cautious about it, but there are points where it very suddenly pulls the rug out from under her and just sort of like, okay, maybe I have been dependent on this and it's gone. So I get this one chance to do this thing.
I am so happy there isn't a choice timer in this game.
That's the thing I was thinking about the other day, where I was trying to figure out, you know, taking this and comparing it to The Walking Dead Season 1, what's the real strengths of both of them? And I think even though The Walking Dead has that choice timer, and it's that game's real strength, it would be a real weakness for Life is Strange to have it, because a lot of these choices you're making you don't have to make them right now.
Yes.
So and
well, that has been, I think, the thing that's kept me engaged, because I honestly I've given it like a fair amount of thought, like an honest amount of thought.
Yeah, you can sit back and say like, okay, all right, like I've got all
Nathan
this stuff.
Dude, F that guy. Every chance I get to screw him over, I do.
David?
No, the punk kid in class.
Oh,
Nathan.
Nathan Prescott.
Prescott, yeah.
Yeah.
Any chance I can throw a D his way, I do it.
Yeah.
But it's like, so I've been kind of like just thinking about it, it's like, this is how I would choose if I was in this situation. This is how I would choose this reaction to that.
Yeah.
And some of them give you just the crappiest choices.
Yeah.
Like, they literally pin you between a character you like and a character you don't like, but understand his position. And you're like,
that's the thing that I feel so strong about this game, and the Hannah and I spent a bunch of time talking about it during episode 2 and 3, is there's no real villain in this game. Like, you can understand, like, there's David, there's Prescott, there, you know, Nathan. There are these bad people, but you keep getting these glimpses into their life where it's like, look, this guy is having trouble transitioning from the military, and he's just having a hard time. He means well, he's just going about everything the wrong way.
Wrong way, yeah.
And then there's this, you know, Nathan clearly has some problems and has some serious expectations to live up to, and is just crumbling under the pressure, but he's trying to do the right thing. He's just having such a hard time, and neither of these bad guys are really bad.
I don't know, Victoria's a total plastic, though.
Yeah, Victoria's a total plastic. But I mean, like, even she seems to be having some problems, but is just dealing with it the exact wrong way.
God, did I just reference
one of the best movies ever, Mean Girls? Yeah.
Oh.
She doesn't even go here. I have a lot of feelings. I'm so glad that you're enjoying that game, because I feel like so many people have played episode 1 and you're like, what is this? Like two girls hang out in high school? Like what is this game? And then
there's a lot of pretense going on in that.
As soon as episode 2 hits, that thing is solid.
Well, no, I don't think episode 1 was bad or even slow. Like it just
a lot of setup.
You're sitting there thinking like, man, I wonder how this is going to pay off here. And then, man, ooh.
And I played it without knowing there was time travel in it. Like I just picked it up because everybody was talking a lot of great stuff about it, and I was just like, okay, well I guess I'll start it. And I was like, all right, I'm walking around a school and there's some indie music and there's a bunch of classmates. Like what is happening? And then that tornado and time travel happens. I was like, go on.
That is an outstanding tornado, by the way.
It really, that's an Alan Wake tornado.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of references. Like I felt there's a lot of references to Alan Wake, like the whole storm aspect. Like it felt when you're in the nightmare, kind of minus the flashlight.
Yeah.
But no, like that, and like the diner felt like it was set up exactly the same as Alan Wake's diner.
Yep, and there's a lot of Twin Peaks references in there too.
Well, it has to be from where, like, just the setting
it's
alone.
In the Pacific Northwest, so I mean, like, you kind of have to call back to Twin Peaks.
I'm surprised Stephen King doesn't show up. Well, I'm a writer.
I'm a writer.
I'm a writer.
Eye of Sauron.
But this game does a lot of little stuff really, really well. Like, you could actually see life wearing on these characters.
Yeah.
Like, Kate, I have never seen a character so visibly upset.
And, like, downtrodden.
Like, literally, like, and how her little story arc played out, and I'm pretty sure it's not done, but how that whole played out, it's like you could see that coming. Like, we've all known troubled kids, and, like, it's so on the nose accurate. It blows my mind.
Well, it's crazy that they got the facial features right for someone that's just defeated.
Yeah, like the sunken eyes, the very good degradation from you could tell she hasn't been sleeping because the dark shadows and just the wear of constantly running her face with Kleenex.
Yeah.
It just completely beat.
It's crazy that a tiny team like this is getting a game like this completely right.
Oh, they clearly care about what they're doing.
And then to top all that off, they're making so much art in this game for all this stuff you're looking at. Like, there's art for fake web pages and emails and posters and magazines and all this stuff. That's just around the school.
Well, and it's all done not overly rendered, so it's like they spent time on it, but didn't spend all their time on it. Like
you can tell
all
what
the
it is.
Polaroids are just like, very stylized, like 2-3 colors, but you could tell exactly who that picture is of.
Yeah,
it gets its point in a very minimalist way so well.
And I feel like that's the game's real strong suit, because when there is something that's completely done, like Rachel Amber's Missing poster, it's completely done, you need to pay attention to that, because there's something about that the game needs you to care about it.
But I don't know. I was kind of surprised that the drug dealer was an animal lover. Like
it loves his dog, man.
Like, that dude had, no redeeming qualities, except for that scene in, the very end of episode 2 where they're, showing, the sunset shot, and he's just sitting there petting his dog, just hanging out. I was like,
a lot of good shots like that.
I kind of like that guy.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. He's kind of a douche.
Do you understand what I've been saying when I've been singing this game's praises about it kind of celebrating wasting time?
Yes.
Yeah. I've never seen another game do that, and very few movies where it's just sort of like, I want to pick up a guitar and just play it in my dorm room for an hour. Not real time in game, of course.
Or I'm just going to sit here and just kind of, think about life for a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, any chance I've had to sit down, I've always taken it.
Yeah. So good. One of the surprises of 2015, easily.
A game, I like games. I'm just gonna throw it out there.
Just
But
if you guys don't know.
just I do.
I like games.
But this one seems I mean, this game typically is something that really isn't in my wheelhouse. This really is bringing me back to a lot of the old point and click text adventures that I grew up on, and it seems to be it seems like it's satisfying that itch as much as The Walking Dead season 1 did.
Yeah.
Because it's done so incredibly well.
And and like you said earlier, they really do care about their game. It's something we don't always get from a lot of teams, but that's a strong suit of a small team that's making a game and has money from a publisher like Square Enix. Is they get to make a game that they clearly care about.
Well, it's the thing that I'm enjoying. There isn't a lot of wasted character development in this. Is everyone in that game seems to be serving its purpose, except for the kind of thick chick that you keep saving from getting either hit by a puddle or a football. I wonder what that's going to pay off in.
Yeah, I keep saving
her. Is she going to push me out of the way of a bus at some point?
That'd be awesome. Yeah, I keep saving her in every episode.
And she gives me a thumbs up as she's getting hit with it.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Takes a bullet for you.
Yeah, takes a bullet.
Oh, I'm so excited for episode 5. I hope
she's the bad guy. That'd be awesome.
That would be awesome.
No one ever suspected. She seemed so jolly.
It was Alyssa.
The whole time.
Max.
But I mean, I saw it on sale. It was like $15 for the whole season.
Oh, that's a steal.
I'm like, all right, maybe I'll just hop into this, and then if it grabs me, and like I played through last night. I played through episode 1, and then got into episode 2, and I'm like, I gotta go to bed.
I'm just gonna finish this whole thing.
My faculties are not with me, and then I got up this morning, got my coffee, got my donuts, and I sat down, and then just kind of between crises at work, whatever they are, at work, I've been playing this, and it's been a joy. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed my time with it, playing through it as the season has been showing up, because it's been about 6 to 7 weeks per episode, so it's kind of fun to go. There's enough anticipation between each episode that I feel like I'm still excited, and it hasn't gotten to the telltale point where it's sort of like they announce one and it's like, oh right, okay, I'm only on episode 2 of this game, right? It's by the time I've almost forgotten about it, they announce it where I'm like, oh yes, more Life is Strange. Oh, hell yeah. So excited.
So when is episode 5 coming out?
So episode 4 came out, I think it was like 3 weeks ago or so. So I'd expect another 4 or 5 weeks. So I think 2 weeks ago or so, they posted something on Instagram where looked like they were finishing up some voice acting for it. So seems like it's coming along nicely. Usually they'll announce it like on a Thursday, and they're like, okay, next week, episode 5's coming out.
All right, so judging by how episode 3 ended, I don't know where 4 is going to go.
You don't. I can't. I can't even spoil episode 4 for you. Just because, not only because I want you to experience that, but.
Well, I've already been yelling at my TV a significant amount at this game already, but
I finished episode 4, and I scared my wife that was on the couch next to me, because I'm just like, what? Yeah. And I was just like, no, that's the end. Oh, I need it.
I like literally just had that moment downstairs with that, because I was bracing myself for something horrific, and it was
10 times
as bad as it could have been, plus 10, and I'm just like, they took it to 11. Like, it just, I was like, oh. Now so I need to know what the scenario was, how she ended up like that. I'm just like,
just play episode 4. All will be answered, and more. The great thing I about episode 4 is, And I think a semi point of frustration for the first 3 episodes is they keep piling on more and more questions, and finally at episode 4 they start answering a lot of them, and that was really, really great.
So, just a little. Is she gonna go all Neo at the end of this?
I don't know.
It's the only way I see this going.
Yeah, I don't.
I mean, it's just gonna be she's gonna use her time thing. It's just gonna.
Yeah, just blown people's heads off. Pop.
She's gonna go full blown scanners.
Yeah.
Like it's just gonna be and just boom, boom, boom.
Yeah. She'll wait until they go to the ape related drive-in movie.
We're already out of that, right? Like since I did nothing to pursue that.
Oh well, you and I have very different games then.
Really?
Yeah.
Because all right, so we can talk a little bit about
this.
This
is totally not a spoiler.
All right, yeah. So I totally did not pursue that at all, and after the big rewind, he's with the little Asian chick.
Interesting. So my game is very different.
Really?
Yeah,
so,
I'm pursuing a relationship with that very nice young man.
Really?
Yeah.
Mm.
I'm very curious to see where our games end up.
Dude, he ended up in the friend zone real fast.
Really? you just shutting him down.
Yeah, I don't got time for this. I got mysteries to solve.
I don't got time for you nerds.
I don't have time for boys.
That's true. You got something to figure out. Where's Rachel Amber? I don't care about these boys.
Yeah, well, where's this chick that I oddly fit in her clothing? Very well.
Yeah, a little weird, huh?
But yeah, like I'm really enjoying this. Like it's been a really big breath of fresh air because I was kind of burnt out a little bit.
Yeah. Well, hopefully once
after I got out of this Dragon Ball Z rut. Like,
yeah. Hopefully whenever the Hannah comes back from PAX Prime, he'll have finished episode 4, and then the three of us can kind of convene and then try and figure out what's going to happen in episode 5.
Have you guys been making predictions?
Not really, because I've already played through the first 4 episodes, so I don't want to be like, yeah, that's totally right. Ooh,
well, I mean, no, I mean, like, well, yeah, because you haven't had not anymore.
No, you and I will be caught up pretty quick.
Yeah, it'll be tonight.
In mere hours.
Yeah, in mere hours.
Whenever we're done with this, plus 3
we'll be
hours.
on this, and then we're going to be...
And episode 4 is meaty, too. I think it took me about 3 hours to get through, which is great.
Yeah. I can't, I haven't been timing. I've been having, like, it just was morning, and then it was time to record.
Yeah.
Like, I was literally all in that world.
Yeah, each one is...
hanging out B-dubs.
Each one is pretty good. It's like 2 to 3 hours apiece. I think that's a pretty good length.
Yeah. I really don't want to, like, it's like I'm really enjoying the way I'm just kind of tackling it. Just like I'm doing like the pure shepherd right now. Like just all over the board.
But that means, the game has 3 save slots, so that means once the whole series is done, you can go back through and you can see all the choices. You can see the different, like, you make one choice and then rewind and try another one. You got plenty of play with the time travel there.
I do like the one effect that I think I've enjoyed more than anything else. Not more than anything else, but one little, it's such a minor thing, is when you rewind time to the point where you can't go back any farther, and it looks like the frame is like melting under a lamp.
Yeah, it has that cool burn effect.
Yeah, that looks so cool. But also
it's a little bloody too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool. A lot of nice little touches.
Oh yeah, and especially like even with because you like in most time games where you're rewinding time, like your character's moving back along with everything, but your character's just staying put in that spot.
Yep.
Allowing you to do some fun hijink stuff. Like I really liked breaking into the principal's office.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden just unlock the door from the other side. You're like,
yeah.
Haha,
yeah, the
surprise!
Hannah and I talked a lot about that, because it's not a lot of games do that where when you rewind time, it's more like Forza, where your car and all the other cars are going back. But in this one, you know, if people haven't played Life is Strange, it's basically like if you can rewind time in Forza, but your car still stays where it is. It's like, oh, I'm in 10th. I'm going to rewind. I'm in first. I'm the best.
Like you're the fixed point, which I think's a
Mhm.
great way to move the world around you.
Yep.
It's a lot like that ending scene in Lucy where she's flipping through time, just she's static and everything else is moving around her. Like
Yeah. So it's so good. It's one of 2015's best. I think it's fantastic.
yeah, this is a darling of a game.
Yeah. Anything else you got for this week?
Yeah, I'm all wound up. Yeah, I'm out.
I played a lot of an iPhone game. I think it's on Android and PC.
Oh, I forgot. No,
Oh,
I didn't.
sure, go
I
ahead.
played a ton of Fallout Shelter.
Oh, can't forget about that.
Yeah, I've had a couple big dips in my happiness of my vault, in my dwellers.
Yeah.
And then everything seems to be rebounding. As long as you kept them fed, irradiated, and the lights on, everyone seems to be pretty cool.
So I've been playing. It's on iOS, Android, and I'm fairly sure it's on PC. It's called You Must Build a Boat. It's by the team that made 1 Million, one of our favorite running match 3 games. They managed to take the system that he developed in 1 Million and kind of extend it a little bit further, where you start out on basically like a couple of planks of wood, and you start building this boat by completing quests in each dungeon. And it has the exact same thing as 1 Million, where you have a dude that's running, and as soon as you run into an enemy, you have to do damage to them. As they do damage to you, you get pushed off the screen. If you get pushed all the way off the screen, you're out, and you have to start another run. But there's this... 1 Million had problems with progression, because you were kind of running through the same dungeon the whole time. What's so great about this one is you recruit monsters, and you recruit people, and you get quests done in this dungeon, and once you have enough strength to move your boat further on down the river, you do, and you get to a different area. It has a different tile set, different enemies, different pieces and parts that it keeps introducing in the game. And I feel like that's been one of the things that's been keeping me pretty interested in it, is there is this really clear progression, because when it's just a match 3 game, at some point you're kind of like, okay, I've been doing the same thing for like 20 hours. But there's enough progression in this game that I kind of really like what it's doing. And it's fun when you get a tough match 3 game. And it's really good. It's like $3, and there's no in-app purchases. So just you buy it for $3, and then it's yours, and you don't have to pay anything else ever.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, and $3, like, whatever. I've probably put 20 hours in this game, and I'm getting close to the end. So for $3, that's a pretty good price. Played more Destiny. Want to give a shout out to Hot Sauce Steve again. He and someone we picked up, a very quiet gentleman we picked up from Reddit, finished Skolas. I think we died once. We knocked it out in like an hour and a half. So modifiers this week were much kinder to us. And boy, going through that this week showed us that we had that fight on lock, and just kept getting screwed by really aggressive enemies last week, and kind of just motored right through it this week. So I've got all of my moments of triumph done, and I'm ready for year 2, which comes out in 9 days. The big new patch comes out on the 8th, so only 18 gigs. Yes.
Only.
Oh man. But it you know, they're changing the quest system, they're changing how loot works, and then Nolan North is the new voice of the Ghost.
I'm like the Peter Dinklage.
You know, I did too. Now that I'm hearing Nolan North as the Ghost, though, because they've been putting out a little bit of stuff with him, he's really good at the Ghost. Because it's not Nolan North voice. It's his high-pitched voice that he does really well. Did you play the first Ratchet and Clank for PS3?
I don't remember.
Okay, there was like a robot janitor that was in there. That was Nolan North. He has this like higher pitched, excited voice, and that's the voice that he's using for the ghost in this.
I kind of like the melodramatic robot though.
Mm-hmm.
Like I thought that was fun. That was so Hitchhiker's Guide. Like I loved it.
Yeah, I kind of wish. I don't know. It's kind of tough because I feel like everybody's gotten used to Dinklage, and I feel like there was this like I feel like when the game came out, nobody really recognized that that's just how that dude sounds. He's not bored. That's just his voice. And I feel like it was kind of a little cheesy, like a little bit like sci-fi B movie. And I understand why they need to get rid of him because he's not available. And Nolan North will do anything to voice anything in a game. It's just going to be really interesting to go back to the original game's stuff and hear Nolan North there instead of Dinklage. So that's going to be... Kind of wish there was like a toggle or something, but if I ever miss him, I'm sure somebody has a full walkthrough of Destiny on YouTube that I could just watch that. So...
I thought his voice, that particular, it seemed to fit what the ghost was so perfectly.
Yeah. And I mean, he was so much better when they put that filter on his voice after the alpha and the beta, because in the alpha and beta it was just his voice, and it kind of didn't work as well as when it had that like robot-y filter on top of it. So I don't know. I'm gonna miss the little guy, but I'm kind of excited to see how North is gonna do here. And the last game I played is the Mega Man Legacy Collection. Purchased that for PS4. I thought that was a physical release for some reason, but it's not yet. Maybe, I don't know.
We seem to be getting fooled by that a lot lately.
Yeah, I don't. Maybe we're just showing our age. But boy,
what? Does it come in a disc?
Comes on VHS, right? Boy, those are Mega Man games, and they are
so itchy.
They are recreated incredibly faithfully. I played through the majority of Mega Man 2 last night. That game still holds up really well, and when you get to Dr. Wily's Fortress, it is hard immediately. I totally forgot about it. Or I'm like, oh, I got through all the Robot Masters here. That was okay. Whoop, nope. Wily 1-1 is super tough. All right, now this is where that game happens. I really appreciate the when this is done by Digital Eclipse, who before was kind of your emulation studio for the 360, and in the past year or so they have kind of been reinventing themselves as the Criterion Collection for games, where they're going to try and take a game or a collection of games and kind of preserve them, and then try and put supplemental stuff around it to kind of get behind the scenes or kind of celebrate the game.
Right.
They do such a good job at this game that, like, I played a little bit of Mega Man 3, and there is horrible slowdown in Magnet Man's stage because there always was on the NES. Like, it's in the right spots, it does the right flickering, it looks how it should. And they even have a filter, so they have 3 filters. One is, the filter is off. One is they have it for a monitor, and it just basically puts the scan lines there. And then they have one for TV, which is the scan lines, but it's also that little bit of delay and that ghosting that old CRT, like kind of crummy CRT TVs would have, where like you'd shoot your bullet and there'd be like a trail coming off of it, or you'd move the screen and the whole thing is a little bit ghosty, and that to me is incredible. Not only because they managed to recreate that, but also it's hard to believe how we played games like that.
Well, it's like trying to go back and play in an old like Game Boy Color. or even like the original Fat DS. Like,
Yeah,
it's
where it's
just
like,
the
how
screen
did they
isn't
do this?
responsive at all.
Yeah. So I got to give them a lot of credit for doing a lot of that, and it seems like it was $15. You get the first 6 Mega Man games. They have save states in them, so you don't have to play the whole thing at once or write down the passwords or anything like that. There aren't really, the only thing I wish they would have put in, and I think this is kind of breaking how their methodology behind making this collection, maybe they could have made it an option, was in the PS2, Xbox, and GameCube Mega Man collection, you could switch between weapons using the shoulder buttons. I kind of wish they would put that in here, because it took me so long, and this really isn't a complaint. It's more like, wow, I haven't played Mega Man 2 in 15 years. You have to hit start to get into the menu, and then you have to hit start to select what you're changing your buster to, instead of hitting A. And I'm just, like, I kept going in there and hitting A, where I'm like, what, oh, okay, right, okay. Now, all right, I got you. Now I'm good. So, you know, it's kind of, I would rather them kind of keep the games as they were, how they are, but offer maybe some of those more modern options. But man, if this is kind of a great collection, it's a great price. If I'm sure people haven't played Mega Man 4, 5, or 6, especially 6, because it came out so late on the NES's life. 6 is really good. I haven't gone back to play it. I'm looking forward kind of to moving my way through the series. I'll probably leave 1 for the last, because it's so friggin' hard, and it's so frustrating. But hopefully people can go back to playing some of those Mega Man games, because 1 through 6 are really good. 5 is probably the weakest of them. But they're just really solid games. And then I'm looking forward to getting into the challenge modes. Getting some of those remix levels. You know, there's some great challenge modes that they've shown off near the end of the game where you're hopping. You'll be presented with one screen, and you'll have a portal at the top and a portal at the bottom. You get dumped out, you make it to the other portal, but they're moving between games. So you could hop in, you could be dumped into Mega Man 1, and then it moves you over to Mega Man 4 on the next screen, then back to 3, then over to 6. You know, they're doing a lot of great stuff jumping from game to game. And I think that's awesome, because you forget about going back to playing like Mega Man 2 and 3, where you know, I think 3 has the slide in it, but it doesn't have the charge buster. You know, 1 and 2 don't have either one of them. It's just jump and shoot. So it's going between games like that. It can be like, oh, I'm going to slide over this thing. No, I'm playing Mega Man 2. I just jumped to my death. That was stupid.
Yeah. Game over.
Yeah,
man.
so a lot
Game
of
over.
cool ideas like that. I think that's a lot of fun. So and most importantly for me, I think I'm glad to see a studio preserve these games, and hopefully they show other companies that, one, they can preserve these games really well themselves, and 2, that there's a market for these preservation packages sort of ongoing. And hopefully we see more of that stuff. Like, come out with a Ninja Gaiden collection. Come out with like a...
hey, those were on Ninja Gaiden Black.
That's true. But we can't emulate that yet, so... unfortunately. Well, I think you can if you stick in your 360. But who's got one of those, right?
I think mine's still plugged in.
Yeah, mine is too. I have 2 of them still plugged in. But that's all I've been playing, so let's take a break.
Cool.
Alright, I gotta step away for a minute. It's so friggin' hot in here.
Yeah, I got pee too.
Alright,
I'll be back.
Alright, come on, Jen. I'll let you out.
Oh.
Come on. Let's go. The door is touching you. Come on.
Oh. Right. There's a fallout shelter. What's up, bubbies? Boomer, you need too much attention. Get down. Samson, get him off of me.
Okay. Whew. Alrighty.
What's up?
I see fallout shelter there. Got to check on her peeps.
I don't know if I want to add anybody else yet. See if anything fun's coming out this week.
Yeah. A lot of stuff.
I'm mildly curious about Mad Max, see what that's going to be.
Yeah, there hasn't been a lot of press that I've seen about it, but I would like it to be fun. I think it could be cool. Alright, I am ready whenever you are.
Like, this is so weird, because it seems like all the stuff keeps coming out for PlayStation 4 and Vita, like last year, or like last generation, everything was coming out for the 360.
Yeah.
It's
Or
so
like
weird.
it comes out on PS4 first, and then like 3 months later there's an Xbox One version of it.
Yeah.
Hot Sauce Steve says in chat, Mad Max looks very Ubisoft.
Yeah, that's not such a good thing.
Yeah, that could be good or bad. Alright.
Wow, that news story for RB4 didn't even, the acronym didn't even dawn on me what it was till I clicked on it.
Oh, yeah. Coming out soon.
Alright. Ugh.
Okay.
Alright, ready?
Yep.
Alright, ready in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back, everybody. We got releases this week for August 34th. It's a miracle on 34th Street. August 31st, 2015. Disney Infinity 3.0 edition comes out for everything.
Yeah, if you got it, they probably have it. Maybe
Yep.
not PS2.
Metal Gear Solid 5 Phantom Pain for the PS3, PS4, 360, XBO, and PC.
It's so close, Knobs.
Is
My red hand is so close.
it? Oh, you got that version?
Oh, of course. I'm a sucker for Metal Gear stuff, and you're giving me a half-size replica of that red hand that has been showing up in a couple games. Yeah, I'm gonna get that.
All right.
Yeah.
Mad Max for the PlayStation 4, XBO, and PC.
We were just talking about that in the break, and Hot Sauce Steve in chat says it looks very Ubisoft, and that's either good or bad.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm hoping it's good. That could be a cool game.
They gotta have towers to climb. Nice.
Yeah. I mean, if you make your car upgradable and all that stuff, and like there's some cool open world questing, that could be really fun. But I just haven't seen much preview stuff about it.
There was a great line in that movie though when he's hanging off the side of the Mad Maxie's rig where he's hanging upside down and he sees his car roll up that they totally aped from him in the beginning of the movie. He's like, that's mine. Like, I think that's so great. I love that line. All right, Super Time Force Ultra for the PlayStation 4 and Vita.
I played a little bit of that on Xbox One. That seems fun. Some cool time traveling and you get to time travel and rewind, but when you do that, your character you just played as continues, and so did the character you're playing as now. So like there's two of you and you get to go on different paths. It's crazy.
It does seem kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Armoletto for the PlayStation 4.
Looks pretty, but I don't. Seems like a strategy RPG, maybe.
Maybe.
Interesting.
Grow Home for the PlayStation 4.
Voted as the very first community chosen free game on PlayStation Plus. So that should be pretty cool. I've been looking forward to playing that. I haven't gotten around to it yet.
And a game that's been kicking around Steam for a while, Space Hulk for the PlayStation Vita.
Yeah, I thought that was a joke listing, but it looks like it's true.
Yeah,
that could be a pretty cool place to play that, because it's just like a grid-based strategy RPG. So that's kind of the Vita's wheelhouse. So I don't know, that I might play it on there.
I heard good things about it.
Yeah,
you know, it was one of those games that had my button or my cursor clicking over by, like that one Syndicate game. This last week,
Satellite
and I just kind of Satellite Rain. And I was like, I don't know.
Maybe I'm never gonna play it though.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to news stories. Two games that I never really thought would get revamped and get modern versions of is Turok the Dinosaur Hunter and Turok 2 Seeds of Evil, but that's happening on the PC. The game that's coming, the company that's bringing it is Night Dive Studios, who is the company that managed to figure out how to bring System Shock 2 out on PC, dealing with all those rights and legal issues. And by all accounts, that came out okay. I heard that was a good version of System Shock 2, so Turok 2 is probably a pretty good game still, especially since it has the cerebral bore. Turok 1, though?
Yeah, that game wasn't very good to begin with.
No, it was a novelty because, hey, I'm playing a 3D first-person shooter on the N64, and I'm shooting dinosaurs with a gun. Isn't this cool? But is that game going to be good if you remove all the fog? Like, there's so many problems with that game.
Yeah, I don't know. Even the reboot of Turok wasn't all that great.
No, that was universally panned. Just, I don't know. I'm very curious to see. You know, they're saying it's remastered for today's modern computers with enhanced graphics and other improvements. I'm curious just to see what that is. Like, how are you modernizing the first Turok? You know, an N64 game. What are you doing?
That's a well that doesn't need to be tapped.
Yeah, I mean, unless you almost completely revamp it, I don't understand what you would do. So,
I don't know. I can't imagine there's too much Turok love out there, but
that's true.
Maybe there's a whole community of Turok lovers. I don't know.
Yeah, just waiting in the shadows.
Yeah.
Our next news story here: Lionsgate is making a Borderlands movie.
I saw that that article on IO9. I'm like, yeah, maybe.
Out of all these video game movie properties, sure,
yeah.
I mean, you could make a campy 2.5 hour long shoot 'em up fest that has Handsome Jack in it, and everybody makes a lot of jokes and stuff blows up. Sure.
Maybe.
Probably. I mean, I think this out of anything, when you looked back at like Assassin's Creed and Warcraft and all these other ones that have been optioned for movies, you kind of see those and you go, maybe. I don't know. Borderlands, you go, yeah, sure.
Yeah. I don't know. Michael Fassbender in the Assassin's garb is pretty cool.
Yeah, they released that picture the other day, and I was like, all right, okay.
Yeah.
I'm getting a little more interested in that. That looks like an assassin.
That's a lot of stitching on that uniform there.
Yeah, whoever made that outfit, it's just good on you. So, I don't know. That's one. I think Borderlands is one that I will keep my eye out for, but not. It doesn't seem like a shoo-in. It doesn't seem like, yeah, Borderlands movie. It seems sort of like, maybe that won't be terrible. Maybe.
Maybe. I don't know.
Next news story. Hey, do you remember Grandia 2 for the Dreamcast?
Yeah.
Do you still have your VMUs laying around with your save files on them?
I do.
Okay. Well, you're one of the people that can actually use those save files in the recently Steam-released version of Grandia 2 Anniversary Edition.
It's awesome. I really don't care.
Yeah. Grandia 2, for anybody that hasn't played it, is easily one of the best JRPGs of that era, and it came out on Dreamcast, so obviously it's a good game. They're using the VMS file format, which is the file format that is on the VMUs. It also uses Dreamcast emulators use that same file format. So whether you played it on your Dreamcast or on an emulator, you can just import that save file. You can pop it in a folder for Grandia 2, load the game, and just pick right off.
Well, I mean, the top of it's just a USB connection anyway, so...
Yeah. Plug the VMU right into your computer. USB 3 only. They were very forward-thinking.
You know what? I wonder, like, all right, so I got a ton of these VMUs laying around.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if I could use just a regular USB charger to get power to it to play the VMU games on it. I wonder if that would work.
I feel like there's had to have been someone out there that's tried that.
I don't know.
That'd be a good article.
The thought just came across me like a bolt of lightning. I was like, oh, maybe I can do
to the
For
lab.
what reasons, I have no idea.
Yeah. And our last news story here in a collection of weird news stories for a weird week. Harmonix and Mad Catz announced the final details for the standalone versions of Rock Band 4 for the PS4 and Xbox One. If anybody's noticed, they haven't, until now, they haven't sold just a $60 disc for Rock Band 4. It was either you get the game and a guitar, or you get the full band kit. Which seemed a little weird because they kept touting, you get to use all your old instruments. Everything's fine. No big deal. And the reason for that was they were trying to figure out how to get your old wireless 360 instruments working. And the short story is, not really. So the PS3 versions of instruments were all wired. So you plug them in your PS4, they will work. The problem with the 360 was the 360 used proprietary wireless technology where the 360 controllers were made like that. The Xbox One does not use the same wireless technology. So if you're going to buy the Xbox One version of this game, like I am, if you want to use your old instruments, which I don't, you have to get a $20 dongle that plugs in your Xbox One and then picks up the wireless signals from those instruments.
Will that work with all the other peripherals for the 360?
It's looking at their instrument compatibility chart. It works with almost all of them. It seems like there's a couple of weird ones here and there.
Will it work with the headset?
I wouldn't. I see what you're going for. I don't know yet. Someone will try that. I'm more than sure someone will try that. But that's kind of a bummer. But it's understandable because if you care about all of your old instruments, it's just $20 more. So $20 is a lot cheaper than having to get the band in a box, which is $240, I believe.
Yeah, but everyone's gonna want new toys anyway.
That's true. I mean, I think it remains to be seen. You know, Mad Catz is coming on saying like, look, we keep improving the instruments every time we make them. These ones are even better than the last ones. I'm hoping they are, because my 360 wireless guitar is basically broken at this point. So I'm looking forward to getting a new one. But you know, it'll be interesting to see, you know, how people receive these games and whether, or the new instruments, and whether or not they're saying like, okay, you want to play Rock Band 4, just buy all the new stuff, because it's so far above and beyond the quality of the last ones. It's gonna be interesting to see how that stuff shakes out, and if Rock Band 4 is any good. It looks a lot like Rock Band 3, so it should be pretty good.
Yeah,
I'm hoping.
Be. I think they may have waited just long enough.
Yeah, it seems like, you know, my wife and I were talking about this the other day. We're sort of like, yeah, I could play some Rock Band. That sounds okay. And it's coming out in like a month and a week or something like that. So, yeah, all right, I'll play more Rock Band. Why not? So, yeah. Just long enough where it's not like, ugh, more Rock Band. That's like a Rock Band 3, man. So I got this stupid keytar. What am I doing with that thing? Nothing. Yeah, that thing was so hard to play. Oh, man. All right, well, that's all of our news stories, so let's move into emails.
Emails.
Matt C., a.k.a. The guy who makes all the fantastic art for all the shows, writes in and says, with a title, Games We Admire versus Games We Enjoy. First off, Old Emu wrote in a really great email about Metal Gear Solid that I was going to read, but the Hannah's not here, and Knobs is really not the Metal Gear Solid fan that the Hannah is, so I'll wait for that next week, and MGS5 will be out by that point, so it's a 1-2 punch. Yeah. So Matt writes in and says, hi guys, how is everyone?
What's up?
Warm, how are you? I've enjoyed hearing about Boston's experience with Galaxy recently, and it's reminded me of how I've reacted to many games that other people gush about, but I can't seem to get into for whatever reason. For example, I recently played Guacamelee and absolutely loved it. Hell yeah, you did.
As you should.
You guys recommended it to me after I emailed you a while back about playing Castlevania Symphony of the Night and needing more of that type of game in my veins. However, when I tried to go back and play Super Metroid, which I never played in my younger days, I haven't been feeling it. Oh. So why would I love Guacamelee but shrug my shoulders with an apathetic meh at Super Metroid? Obviously, Guacamelee is heavily inspired by Super Metroid, so you'd think I'd love both. I've been watching Games Done Quick speedrun videos recently, and I really enjoyed watching a Super Metroid run. In fact, as I watched this run and many others, it made me realize that there's a difference between games that I admire and games that I actually enjoy. And I think it's good to recognize the difference. I don't have time to play games I'm not actually enjoying. So what are some games that you guys admire but don't enjoy playing at all? Thanks, guys. Keep up the great show. My number one game for this, Dota 2. I love watching Dota 2. I think that's a fascinating game to watch. I abhor playing nearly every facet of that game, sitting behind my keyboard and playing it.
Anything involving most RPGs. I could sit and watch someone play an RPG. I just, when I'm playing it, I just don't care. Like,
I think you get bored a lot, where it's like, oh, another random encounter. Fantastic. This is great.
Yeah, you know, I had so much fun with Lost Odyssey, and I'm like, all right, maybe I'll give it another shot. Then I picked up Last Remnant, and it just literally just get poked in the eye.
I love you went from like JRPG 101 to like 4th level master classes. Like, Last Remnant was like the very last game you should have picked up as your second RPG. It's so funny. But you can't be mad because you picked up another RPG and it just turned out to be the wrong one.
Yep. So now I'm probably another 10 to 15 year hiatus.
Yeah. We'll see in episode 800.
But yeah, the games, like, I'm sure a lot of people felt that way about, I keep bringing up Gun Valkyrie because totally. I love playing that game. And I can only understand someone watching that game being played properly has got to be amazing to watch, but it's a nightmare to play. You
know, I wonder how many people feel that way about Devil May Cry and Bayonetta. Where like on the lower levels, people are like, "Oh, those games are garbage. They're just mashing." And it's like, no, they're not. You can just finish it like that. But if you watch someone playing it at like the highest skill level, it's just, like watching someone play Bayonetta 1 and 2 on the hardest difficulty, and they know what they're doing. It's this amazing like ballet of, flipping away from these enemies and juggling stuff and changing to a panther and slicing people open, then changing back. It's this amazing stuff, and it's like watching someone play Devil May Cry 1 and only using the guns. And just like, why? What are you doing?
Yeah, you only do that on a bet.
Yeah, exactly. This game took me 35 hours to play. It's garbage. It's like, well, that's use the sword or the cool punchy arms.
You're doing it wrong.
Oh my God. Yeah, the one time where I can say you're playing your game wrong. I hate saying that, but
well, I'd imagine it's probably the same thing as akin to well, for me, a game like that, like I understand why people love Street Fighter.
Yep.
I loathe playing Street Fighter.
Yeah.
I absolutely loathe it.
I don't see, that's a good example, because fighting games for me, like, I don't like watching high-level Street Fighter play, because I don't know the nuances of the systems that well to actually say, like, when they're freaking out about somebody doing something, it's like, oh, okay, you just punched him a couple times, like, what's happening? But watching high-level BlazBlue play or high-level Guilty Gear play, I will eat that stuff up, because I understand how difficult it is to pull off like a 10-hit chips enough combo. Where I'm just like, that was nuts. Are you guys watching this? And I'm like, what is this stupid anime crap? And it's like, you don't... What?
Yeah. You can leave.
Yeah, you be gone.
Get out of my house.
This is Guilty Gear, you plebe.
But I would imagine it's probably the same what people feel a lot about the DOA series. That's something I love playing that game. But I'd imagine a couple of the streams that we've done where 700 and I are battling each other out like crazy, and we're literally just parrying each other the entire time, and every fight comes down to the last hit.
Yep.
It's just getting to that point. It's just unbelievable because we're switching and changing tactics so many different times.
Yeah, it's to me, I like watching streams and really great level play of DOA and Virtua Fighter, because both of those are real mind game fighting games where you need to get into your opponent's head. And I've heard people say this a lot about Street Fighter, and I can respect that, but I don't have the experience with Street Fighter to be able to eloquently communicate that. But watching great DOA high-level play, it's not people punching each other in the face back and forth. It's just this taking a couple hits to set somebody up in this perfect trap to do enough damage to take off like half of their health. It's this great reversal of fortunes where it's like, oh, this guy is on the ropes. No, he's not. What? Yeah. This is crazy.
Oh, the high counters are deadly. Mm-hmm. Like it's one game where no matter how aggressive you are, you can never fully impose your will on the opponent. Like
and you can never get cocky.
Right. It's same thing with like in this. I'm gonna imagine the same things as with Street Fighter, where when I'm watching like really good people play Street Fighter, it's literally just one player just imposing their will and getting them into a move set that they cannot escape from.
Yeah.
Whereas in DOA, you always have a route out.
Yeah.
Like there's always an area where you can escape.
Yeah. And hopefully, we don't have a ton of experience with Street Fighter 5 or Street Fighter in general, other than like 2, obviously. But I'm hoping we're not misrepresenting Street Fighter, and I think part of the reason why I like someone was whoever we had here writing in Matt writing in about games done quick. That's part of the reason why I like games done quick so much, is because they usually have somebody playing it, and if it's a longer game, they're explaining why they're doing and something and how they're breaking the game. And if it's a short game, they have somebody else explaining it. That's what a lot of these games need, and that's where I feel like a lot of Dota has done really well. They have like beginner streams of Dota 2 where it's like, okay, why is this guy running back to the base when he's doing really well over there? Like, what was he running away from the team? It's like, no, he's going back to go buy some stuff and get some health and then go back to fight even stronger. It's like, oh, okay. I feel like a lot of the fighting game community is getting there, but hasn't gotten to the point where they have beginner streams for Street Fighter, which I feel like I would enjoy, where it's like, okay, why is he just getting punched for like 10 seconds here? Like, what is he trying to do? And, he's trying to, like, build up a meter or something. I don't know. I don't know I'm a Street Fighter. But, it could... I think there's a need for some of that beginner stuff. And I don't know if there's anything out there. If there is, someone should write in and send it to us, because that'd be interesting. But, yeah, I don't know. Games are great. I like watching Dota. Long and short of it. Next email's from Hot Sauce Steve. Hey, TVGP crew. Hello.
What's up?
Just want to let you know I did end up watching all of Metal Gear Scanlan. It was so worth it. Watching instead of playing allowed me to skip the parts I would have been stuck at, and Dane was really great to explain the crazy stuff. Yeah, if anybody wants to see Metal Gear from the pure beginning to the point where we're at now, and you're a subscriber to Giant Bomb, Metal Gear Scanlan is fantastic because you don't have to play the rough BS parts, and you get all the crazy Metal Gear stuff.
I agree with him. Like, I struggle with that control scheme. I've tried to play it twice, and I cannot grasp it.
That's, a lot of people, a lot of people have problems with that, and that is something I will always agree with. I mean, especially in, like, Metal Gear Solid 1, that control scheme just fights you. Almost the whole time. Especially
even at I played Twin Snakes, and I got stuck under a tank.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I can't do this.
I can't get out of this.
I'm losing my... F this. I'm done.
Yeah, and the nice thing about Metal Gear Scanlan is you get to enjoy the comedy of errors instead of you yourself failing again and again.
Yeah, because you're vicariously seeing that frustration.
Yeah, and it's pretty great. He says, after I was done and watched some of the MGS5 trailers I had to pre-order, I never thought I'd be this excited for a sequel for a series I've never played, but I'm pumped. This game is going to be awesome. No question this week from me. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much. I'm also really pumped about it.
Are you?
So excited. I'm trying to keep it in. Andrew from Montana writes in. Says, hey guys, Andrew here, aka Comic Storm 99. Hey there.
What's up?
Last week the subject of Duke Nukem came up and you guys discussed what to do, if anything, with that franchise. Well, aside from taking it out back with a shotgun, I did have one idea. How awesome would it be if Gearbox made Duke a playable character in Borderlands 3? He would be a perfect fit in that universe.
Oh, heavens no. You know what? I don't know, because they made Shadow Warrior a good game.
Yeah, when he wrote that in, I was like, no, but yeah, but no, but yeah. It
would be great if he was Handsome Jack.
I was just gonna say it would be so great if he's the villain.
Yeah.
I don't know how a playable Duke Nukem would be. Maybe if it'd be like a skin for Brick.
No.
I don't know. But you'd have to have the voice acting there.
Yes.
It's crazy enough to work, but it's also crazy.
It is crazy. I don't know. Yeah. It would be an interesting experiment. At least maybe give him... Maybe he's a gun manufacturer.
That'd be great.
Nukem arms.
He'd be an NPC.
Yeah.
That would be pretty great.
And he'd have, like, stupid mods.
You just turn the corner in Sanctuary and he's sitting on top of one of those octopus aliens, just hanging out. Yeah. Smoking.
Hanging out on his throne with some chicks.
Yeah. I could get behind that. That'd be interesting.
Got one of those little fire ants just petting them.
Yeah.
Maybe just a little mini one. He's stroking it like a cat.
Yeah. It's his pet. That'd be pretty good. He says, also, how about this? For the next 3 years, every second of your life will be spent in front of a camera. You have zero privacy or control who watches the feed. After 3 years, you have your own personal holodeck. Would you do it?
For a holodeck?
Yeah. Your own personal holodeck.
Yeah, why not?
3 years is pretty long, though.
Yeah, but...
My life isn't that interesting, so probably... Because if you want to watch this boring, watch me play Destiny.
I don't know, watch me field phone calls like I did before the show, I'd imagine would be pretty entertaining.
Yeah. Nobody's going to be watching my life on TLC or anything.
Yeah, I work with a bunch of characters. Yeah, I think you'd be entertained.
Yeah, that'd be a pretty good. It'd be a pretty good watch. I don't know, for my own personal holodeck, probably.
I would.
I'd have to consult my wife, of course.
Does it come with a replicator?
Oh, good question. He didn't say.
If it came with a replicator and I could get any food I want at any time,
yeah, hands down.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah. God, that's gonna be the coolest part of the future, man.
Yeah.
Replicators.
The juiced up 3D printer.
Yeah. Oh man, that'll be good. That's all the emails we have this week. Thank you very much, everyone, for writing in. If you'd like to visit us, you can do so at TVGP. You can visit, follow us Twitter at TVGP. Email us, tvgpfans@gmail.com. It's so hot in here, my brain is just shutting down.
Everything else is on the right-hand side of the page.
There you go. See, you got
Please come join us on the forums. Don't forget to mark yourselves on the map. Join us for our weekly game nights. Monday night, the OG game night is Battlefield 4 on the Xbox One. Come join us for some shenanigans and fun. Tuesdays, Destiny night. Wednesdays, Rocket League on the PS4. Thursdays, Steam game night. And Friday is your choice, dealer's choice. Come find us and play some games with us.
Yeah.
Community game thread is up at the forums. Check it out.
Yep.
And, yeah.
We got the game club this month for Red Dead Redemption.
Yes.
Looks like they're going to be recording on September 3rd. So you still have a couple of days here to make a little bit further in that. If not, you can keep playing it. We don't judge. You enjoying it? Keep playing a little bit more.
These deadlines are optional.
Yeah, it's all good.
Enjoying the fun.
So don't forget, there's a new suggestion thread here in the forum. So the Game Club crew needs more suggestions. There's a bunch of really good ones in there right now. So, but I know there's a game that you've been looking to play. Put in that thread. And Game Club 29 voting thread is up. Closes on September 3rd. Musim suggested Vanquish. The other Jay-Z suggested Darksiders 2. And Atom Splitter wrote in for Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind. So
I kind of hope for Vanquish.
Yeah, well, I'm very curious to see. You got a couple more days. Your vote counts, everyone at home. Yes. So go put your vote in there for one of those games on the list. You know what to do.
Get out and vote on every aspect of your life.
Vote or die.
Yes.
Remember? Yeah.
Let's rock the vote.
Amazing. And don't forget, you can watch this show live, twitch.tv/E1M1 Network. That's all we have for this week. Thank you very much for watching and listening, and we'll see you all next week.
Laters. Oh my god, mid-90s.
Yeah. Alright, let's do titles here. I had a couple titles, but we're going to pick one of them because it's really great. We don't have to moat anything. I like games. And this week's winner, I don't got time for boys.
No, we can't do that, can we?
Well, why not? Knobs, you don't have time for boys. You have a mystery to solve.
I do.
Nancy Drew has no time for dating.
Is Jay-Z in the thread?
I'm circling that one. No, he's at PAX Prime. Him and the Hannah are rocking PAX Prime.
Those guys.
Dr. Tracksuit.
Dr. Tracksuit. What is Dr. Tracksuit?
So it's Jeff Gerstmann's alter ego for their WrestleMania thing they do. It's pretty great. There's a GIF floating out there where he unzipped a tracksuit and there was another tracksuit underneath it. Jeff Gerstmann's great. All right, I'm just gonna circle. I don't got time for boys.
All right, fine.
I love it.
I will not.
Yeah. All right, let's get started in 3, 2, 1. This is That Video Game Podcast, episode 410 for August 31st, 2015. I don't got time for boys.
I got some mysteries to solve, Mrs. Drew.
All right, thank you very much, everyone, for watching. I can see the dogs getting a little amped here for the end of the show.
Every time I say laters, they're like ready to go.
We are done. Thank you very much, everyone. We'll see you next week.